Hey everyone, Quevo here. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel stuck? You go to the gym, you train hard, you sweat. You think you're doing everything right. You're drinking the protein shakes, you're feeling the burn. But when you look in the mirror, nothing. No real change. No new muscle. You see other people making progress, and you start to wonder, what am I doing wrong? Is my body just not built for this? I understand that feeling. It is one of the most frustrating things in fitness. But what if I told you the problem isn't your effort, and it's not your genetics? The problem is your information. The fitness industry is filled with bro science, old advice, and myths that sound good, but are scientifically just wrong. These myths aren't just harmless, they are actively killing your progress. They make you focus on the 1% of things that don't matter, while you ignore the 99% that actually do. Today, we are going to fix that. We are going to take 5 of the biggest, most common gym myths and debunk them, one by one, using real science. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to stop doing and what to start doing to finally build the muscle you've been working so hard for. But first, why do we even believe these things? It's because we're overloaded with information. You have one guru telling you to train to failure, no pain, no gain, and another telling you cardio kills your gains. It's confusing. And all this confusion distracts us from the one simple, non-negotiable king of muscle growth: progressive overload. In simple terms, to get bigger and stronger, you must consistently and gradually increase the demand you place on your muscles over time. That's it. That means lifting a little more weight, or doing one more rep, or one more set than you did last month. The 5 myths we're about to cover are dangerous because they distract you from this one simple goal. They make you chase feelings, like soreness or the pump, instead of chasing real, measurable progress. So let's clear the confusion, starting with the most common myth I hear in the gym. Myth number 1. You must train to failure on every set. You've heard this. Go hard or go home. You have to push until you physically cannot lift the weight one more time. The idea is that this last rep is what triggers all the growth. But what does the science actually say? When we talk about muscle growth, hypertrophy, we often talk about effective reps. These are the last few reps of a set as you get close to failure, where your muscle fibers are under maximum tension and working their hardest. Training to failure definitely gets you those effective reps. But is it necessary? A major 2022 meta-analysis published in the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports looked at all the available studies. Their conclusion? Training to failure is not required for optimal muscle growth. They found that as long as you train close to failure, what we call 1 to 3 reps in reserve, or RIR, you get the exact same muscle building benefits. Reps in reserve just means you stop the set when you know you only have 1, 2, or 3 good reps left in the tank. Here's the problem with training to failure all the time. It generates a massive amount of fatigue, both for your muscles and your central nervous system. This fatigue can be so high that it hurts your next set and even your next workout. If you're completely destroyed from Monday's chest workout, you can't come back on Thursday and apply progressive overload. You're just trying to survive. The takeaway? Stop chasing failure. Start chasing progress. For most of your sets, leave 1 to 3 reps in the tank. You'll get the same growth with half the fatigue and a much lower risk of injury. Myth number 2. Cardio kills your gains. This is a classic. People are terrified that if they step on a treadmill, all their hard-earned muscle will just melt away. This comes from a concept called the interference effect. The theory, which dates back to a famous 1980 study by JISSN, is that the signals your body sends for endurance, from cardio, compete with the signals it sends for muscle growth, from lifting.
Cardio activates a pathway called AMPK, while lifting activates the mTOR pathway. The fear is that AMPK can blunt or turn down the mTOR signal.
And this is partially true. If you try to run a marathon and be a bodybuilder at the same time, you're going to have a hard time. But for the average person, has this been overblown? Absolutely. A 2022 meta-analysis in the journal Sports Medicine found that combining cardio and lifting, what scientists call concurrent training, does not negatively affect muscle growth as long as it's programmed correctly.
In fact, some cardio can help your gains. It improves your cardiovascular health, which increases your work capacity.
That means you can handle more sets and reps in the gym without getting gassed. The takeaway? Cardio doesn't kill gains. Dumb programming does. Want to do both? Here's how. Prioritize. Do your lifting first when you're fresh. Separate. If possible, do cardio and lifting on different days, or separate them by at least 6 hours. Choose wisely. Running is high impact and causes more fatigue and damage. Low-impact cardio, like cycling or incline walking, has almost zero interference.
So no, walking on the treadmill will not kill your gains.
Okay, on to our third myth. This one is all about a feeling. Myth number 3. If you're not sore, you're not growing. We've all done it. You wake up the day after a brutal leg day and you can barely walk. And a part of you likes it. It feels like a badge of honor. It's proof that you had a good workout.
That soreness has a name: delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS.
And we've come to believe that soreness equals muscle damage equals muscle growth. But this is a huge misunderstanding. Yes, muscle damage is one of the mechanisms for hypertrophy, but it's not the most important one. The primary driver of muscle growth, as we said earlier, is mechanical tension. DOMS is simply a sign that your body did something it's not used to. It's a sign of novelty, not necessarily effectiveness. Did you try a new exercise? You'll be sore. Did you do way more reps than usual? You'll be sore. Did you come back after a week off? You'll be sore. But as your body adapts to that training, the soreness will go away. This is a good thing. It's called the repeated bout effect.
It means your body is becoming more resilient.
It does not mean your workout stopped working. If you are constantly chasing soreness, you're just going to be hurting all the time, which, like training to failure, gets in the way of your next workout. The takeaway? Don't chase soreness. Chase progressive overload. If you are getting stronger in your lifts, more reps, more weight, but you're not sore, congratulations. You are doing it perfectly. Okay, let's talk about nutrition. This one is everywhere. Myth number 4. You need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. In metric, 2.2 grams per kilogram. This is one of the oldest, most repeated rules in bodybuilding.
If you weigh 180 pounds, you must eat 180 grams of protein.
Period. This advice is simple, it's easy to remember, and it's mostly wrong. It's an exaggeration that, not coincidentally, helps sell a lot of protein powder.
So, how much protein do you really need to build muscle?
Luckily, we have a ton of research on this. The gold standard is a 2018 meta-analysis from the British Journal of Sports Medicine, BJSM. They looked at 49 studies and found the sweet spot for maximizing muscle growth. They found that muscle growth does increase as you eat more protein, but only up to a certain point. That point is 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight, or 0.73 grams per pound. They also noted a 95% confidence interval that went as high as 2.2 grams per kilogram, or 1 gram per pound. So, what does this mean for you? Eating more protein than this, like the 1 gram per pound rule, doesn't build more muscle. It's not harmful, but it just means you're taking in extra calories from protein that could have been used for carbs, for energy, or fats, for hormones. It's essentially expensive urine.
The takeaway? A very safe, effective, and science-backed range is 0.7 to 1.0 grams per pound of body weight, or 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram.
If you weigh 180 pounds, that's 126 to 180 grams of protein.
See? 180 is the absolute ceiling, not the minimum.
You can aim for 0.8 grams per pound, be perfectly fine, save money, and make all the gains you want.
And that brings us to our last myth, which is also about protein. Myth number 5. You must drink a protein shake within 30 minutes of your workout. This is the anabolic window. The idea is that right after you train, your body is starving for nutrients. If you don't get protein into your system immediately, the window slams shut, your workout is wasted, and you lose all your gains. This creates so much stress. You see people sprinting from the squat rack to the locker room, frantically shaking their shaker bottle. It's time to relax. The anabolic window is real, but it's not a 30-minute window. It's more like a 4 to 6 hour garage door.
Groundbreaking research by Aragon and Schoenfeld in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition, JISSN, changed how we see nutrient timing.
They found that what really matters is your total daily protein intake, like we just discussed in myth number 4. And as for when you eat it, the pre-workout meal is just as, if not more important, than the post-workout meal.
If you had a balanced meal with protein 1 to 2 hours before your workout, those amino acids are still in your bloodstream during and after your workout.
You are in no rush. You can go home, take a shower, relax, and then have a normal protein-rich meal. The takeaway: stop stressing about the 30-minute window. Focus on 2 things. Hit your total daily protein goal, 0.7 to 1.0 grams per pound. Eat a protein-rich meal 1 to 3 hours before your workout, and another one 1 to 3 hours after your workout. That's it. No magic shakes required. So let's bring this all together. You don't need to train to failure. You don't need to fear cardio. You don't need to chase soreness. You don't need to eat 1 gram per pound of protein. And you definitely don't need to sprint to drink a protein shake. I know how frustrating it is to feel stuck. But the truth is, building muscle is simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. Stop focusing on these 5 myths. They are distractions. The only thing you need to focus on is showing up and applying progressive overload. Getting just a little bit better, a little bit stronger, week after week. That is the real secret. Consistency and progress. Everything else is just noise. And now I have a question for you. Be honest. Comment below and tell me, which of these 5 myths did you used to believe? I'm really curious to know. If this video helped clear up the confusion and gave you a clear path forward, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you want more science-backed, no BS fitness content to help you reach your goals, make sure you subscribe to the Quevo channel. Thank you so much for watching. Train smart, be consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.